Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're doing something a bit different, a really quick deep dive into the top 5 AI news stories from today, August 1st, 2025. And here's where it gets really interesting, like right away. This whole deep dive, it's called AI Daily Deep Dive, was actually researched and put together entirely by AI.
That's right. Our goal really is just to give you that shortcut. Pull out the key bits so you can, quickly get what's shaping AI right now.
Exactly. So you're informed without the hours of reading.
Okay, let's unpack this first one. Apple.
Apple.
Yeah, they're usually pretty conservative with spending, right? Selective acquisitions. But now they're apparently ready to open their wallet for AI. What's going on there?
Well, what's fascinating is that it's not just, spending more money. It's Tim Cook basically saying they need to invest heavily. They're playing catch up with Microsoft and Google.
So it's a strategic necessity.
Definitely. And it means they're willing to buy bigger AI companies, which is really not their usual style. There are even whispers about Perplexity, maybe for Safari's search features. Perplexity, wow. That would be something.
It would. And this whole shift, it seems partly driven because they might lose that big Google search deal revenue, So they need their own AI game, including the infrastructure, the data centers. It's fundamental.
A really big strategic pivot then.
Yeah.
So from corporate giants, let's jump into entertainment. Video games.
Yeah, games.
Is AI coming for video games next? What does that actually mean for the industry?
It's a huge question for developers. At the Game Developers Conference, GDC, they showed an AI NPC, a non-player character, actually questioning its own existence.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty advanced stuff. But it also, understandably, stirred up a lot of anxiety about jobs. You see Microsoft laid off 9,000 people recently, a lot from gaming, while pushing AI.
Right, the job displacement fear. But you mentioned something else, didn't you? That AI games could be way more expensive to run, like 5,000 times more.
Exactly. That's the paradox, isn't it? AI is often sold as a cost cutter.
Yeah.
But one CEO estimated, up to 5,000 times more expensive to run because the computation needed is just massive.
So it's not cheaper at all in that sense.
Not in operation, no. And that's why you see some pioneers like Replica Studios, they did AI voices for games, actually shutting down. The costs were just too high, even though they were early movers.
Wow. That's a really important counterpoint.
Yeah.
So this takes us to the impact on us, on people, not just jobs, but our actual thinking.
Human cognition.
Is AI making us smarter, or could it lead to, cognitive debt?
Yeah, cognitive debt. That's the term from an MIT study. It's a critical point. They found that sloppers, that's their word for people who just, rely too much on chatbots for everything.
Sloppers, huh?
Yeah, they can actually experience cognitive atrophy, like their performance on tasks gets worse, memory declines, critical thinking weakens.
So how do we avoid becoming sloppers?
Well, the key seems to be using AI strategically. Don't use it right at the start of a creative task. Do your own thinking first.
Okay.
Then maybe bring in AI at the end to help spot blind spots or refine ideas. It should be more like an intellectual sparring partner.
Not just an answer machine.
Exactly. And tools are emerging to help with this, like Lex or OpenAI study mode for ChatGPT. They try to prompt you with questions, make you think, rather than just spitting out answers.
That makes sense. It reminds me a bit of when calculators first came out. People worried about, kids not learning basic math.
Precisely. It's about how we integrate the tool, not just the tool itself. Does it enhance us or replace a core skill?
Okay, let's switch gears a bit. There's a use of AI that sounds quite heartwarming, but also has some controversy. The Songs of Love Foundation.
Yes, Songs of Love. They're a great nonprofit. For almost 30 years, they've been making personalized songs for kids with serious illnesses.
That's amazing.
It is. And now they're expanding to help older adults with memory loss, too. But they hit a snag finding human composers for certain genres, like big band music.
Right, niche genres can be tough.
So they partnered with Suno, an AI music platform. Suno gave them free access to help create and enhance tracks in those styles.
That sounds like a practical solution.
Yeah.
But what's the controversy? What's the pushback from musicians or therapists?
Well, the main concern really is about losing the human touch. Musicians and music therapists worry that AI it diminishes that essential emotional connection.
The empathy part.
Exactly. That feeling that a human composer truly understood the child's story, their feelings, and translated that into music. They argue an algorithm can't really replicate that deep therapeutic value.
A difficult balance between efficiency and that human element. Okay, last story. Let's look globally. Culturally relevant AI, like LaMGPT.
Yes, this is really important. What's driving it is that most big AI models, the LLMs, they're trained mostly on English data, right?
Right, that's common knowledge.
So they often just miss the mark on local stuff. They might give you wrong information or just very limited info about regional topics, say Chilean literature, for example.
Because the training data isn't there.
Exactly. So LaMGPT, which is led by Chile's CINIA Institute, is the first big language model specifically built for Latin America.
How are they doing that?
They're using huge amounts of regional data. It supports Spanish, Portuguese, and even some indigenous languages like Rapa Nui. The whole goal is to create AI that actually gets the cultural, linguistic, social context, AI that adapts to the user there.
So it truly reflects their identity rather than a sort of generic, mostly English-speaking worldview.
Precisely. It's about making AI relevant and accurate for everyone, not just those reflected in the initial massive data set.
That's actually really powerful, creating AI that genuinely serves a specific culture.
It is. It's about building tools that see the world through a lens that's relevant to the user.
Wow. Okay, what a trip through the AI landscape just today. From, Apple's big strategy shifts and gaming costs to how we think, personalized music, and now culturally specific AI.
It really touches everything, doesn't it?
It really does.
And maybe that brings us to the big question for you, the listener. As AI gets woven deeper into, well, everything, how will you choose to engage with it? Will you be more of a passive recipient or an active partner, someone using it to innovate and learn?
Definitely something to think about. We hope you enjoyed this rapid-fire deep dive for today. Until next time, keep digging into what fascinates you.